Pretty good night yesterday. Almost cashed another 6 for 6. I did cash one on July 1st. Could have been a crazy start to July if we got another one on July 2nd. As for the actual YouTube picks, I went with a little bit of a correlation stack on Allison and Munoz. You can see they both went in that opposite direction. And then Patrick was just a good positive EV play. Ended up going over here. So the second taco slip did not go well, but the first taco slip did cash. As you can see, it was actually this one right here. Unfortunately, Hamilton did not play. Tyler O'Neill ended up batting second, and he did go over that hits, runs, RBI. So it's unfortunate on that. I think everyone would have cashed had he actually played, because the Red Sox did get like 8 runs, I believe, last night. But in that, Abreu and Duran did cash, and of course the taco did cash. So this was a little plus 4.5x. We did go up on the picks last night. Let's get onto the board for today. I just have a simple 4-man over in the MLB. It's going to be a same game stack in the Brewers versus Rockies game. From Milwaukee, I'm going to go with Yelich, and I'm going to be stacking him up with William here on the over 2.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs on both of them respectively. If we go over to the expected lineup tonight, you're going to see William expected batting second, Yelich expected batting third. That is great to see because, one, that means they're most likely to get the most at-bats because they're the top of the order. And two, it's likely that Yelich could be running in William, giving William a run, giving Yelich an RBI, and they're getting these hits plus runs plus RBIs together. Or they both get on base through singles or something. And then Willie Adams runs them both in. That's going to give a run for both of them. That's going to give hits for them. You could see how correlated that is. The reason I'm liking these two specific guys is they have pretty good juice on both of them. On props that cash, if we type in William and go over to hits plus runs plus RBIs, you'll see juice on the over on DraftKings minus 130, as well as BetMGM minus 125. And if you check some other sports books, you're going to see a similar trend there. And then that player right behind him, we got Yelich. He also has juice towards the over, minus 125 on DraftKings, minus 125 on BetMGM. So not only are these guys juiced towards the over, but they're very correlated together. So you want to be stacking these two guys in the same lineup. I did say it's going to be a same game format. So now we're going to go over to runs and grab two Rockies players. The batters I'm going with is Tovar and Ryan on their over half a run. Again, these are very correlated props. It's kind of similar to the hits, runs, RBIs, but in this case, we're going with the runs instead. And double runs is actually more correlated than double hits, runs, RBIs. I've done the math behind it and checked the correlation scores. Runs is actually better, so we could go over to the lineup and make sure that these guys are next to each other. When you're correlating, you want guys to be at most 2 batters in between each other. So in this case, they're right behind each other, which is the best case scenario. Ideally, you want the guys at the top of the lineup. So if we were able to get Doyle and Blackman, that would have been nice, but they don't have props up, so we're going to have to go with Tovar and Ryan. If we go over to props that cash once again and check the juice on these guys, you'll see that there's a bit less juice. So let me just go over to the runs prop. You'll see minus 120 towards the over on BetMGM, minus 120 DraftKings, and minus 123 on Caesars. So it's not as good as the two other plays, but it's still good enough juice to correlate because, as I said, the run stacks are even better than the hits, runs, RBI stacks. So that's it for Ryan. And if we go over to Tovar, you're going to see something similar here. Nothing crazy, but still juice towards the over. Minus 119 here, minus 120, and minus 120. So this is going to be the format for today. It pays a perfect 10x, so no nerfs on this. So let's lock this in for tonight. We have been doing pretty well recently.